Hey, it's Cassie from Curry Honda in Chicopee. You're listening to the Bax and Nagle podcast on Rock 102. Come see us at Curry Honda for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. Experience the best at Curry Honda. Thanks for listening.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:33. And Collective Soul with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's going to be increasing cloudy today. Chance of rain predicted for this afternoon, a high of 47. That rain continues through tonight with a low of 34. And tomorrow, more rain and clouds, high of 45. It's about 25 degrees right now in downtown Springfield. Steve is out. That means Marty Caproni is here.
I can't believe I made it.
I can't believe.
This 5:30 thing is killing me.
Yeah, I know. I can imagine how your nose is really to the grindstone on this.
You know, you can't complain about it, though, because every time we're on the air, I always think of the people who really work hard for a living, like they're in a factory or a shipping, receiving dock right now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I think to myself, all I got to do is talk into a microphone. It's not like heavy lifting, you know? So.
It's taxing. It's got it's
it's
exhausting.
It does, but, you know, I used to, when I was in college, I worked at a Zero. I don't know if I ever told you, out in Munson.
Yeah.
And, I used to have to go in at like 4 a.m, and we used to listen to Rock 102, and it was the only saving grace to our day. So
it's too bad we can't have that today.
Yeah, well, cheers if anyone happens to be awake right now. We're not just talking to ourselves.
Open Line Friday coming up later on this morning, and some other stuff too. Bax and Nagle and Marty on Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:56. And ZZ Top with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Marty Caproni is filling in for Steve. He's back on Tuesday doing some comedy shows in Buffalo, New York, which is very, very cool. So, again, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for Steve that he gets to actually sleep in. That's a nice thing. I was cursing that while I was scraping ice off my windshield this morning. Something I haven't done in about 15 years.
Well, you know. I got a starter on my car, so
yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so by the time I get into the car, it's nice and toasty. It's ready to go. I'm blowing holes through the ozone. I don't really give a damn, and I just go boom. I'm on the road.
This is the difference between being an accomplished broadcast professional and being a second-rate hack comic. You can have a remote starter where it runs and everything. I have a car that does not have remote start and currently needs a new water pump. I'm just antifreeze falling out of the guy. I have to fill my car with gas, oil, and antifreeze. I'm just dumping it in, and I can't use the heat because of that. So I scrape my windshield, and then I drive here with my window open, breathing into my sweatshirt so that I don't fog up my own window.
And halfway through, you scrape the inside of your car.
Yeah, pretty much. So I need a friend that has an indoor. Like I could change the water pump myself. I could change the water pump myself, but I need a friend that has a heated garage. I'm not doing that in my driveway when it's 40 degrees outside.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not happening.
We all need friends that have things that we would love to have, but we never will. And a heated garage would be one of those things that seems awfully nice.
It'd be great. And I have a friend, my best friend. My daughter calls him Uncle Steve. Like we've been friends since we were he was born a year after me. So there's pictures of us in a kiddie pool just wearing diapers. He can do everything. Okay. Auto mechanic. He's a master carpenter. Mm-hmm. He's now works as an elevator mechanic, fixing elevators, which is a great gig for him.
Sure.
And whenever I need something, like if my wife says this is broken and I have to fix something, it usually ends up that I call Steve to borrow something, and then he just knows me and he goes, "Yeah, you're an idiot. I'll just be over." And then he comes over and he sits there with me and does it his particular way, which is always way better than my way.
Of course.
And it gets done.
Right.
So the only problem is Steve doesn't have a heated garage. So he was like, we could probably do this water pump like in a day. And I was like, with the weather right now, I would prefer not to. I was like, I prefer not to. He's like, well, then you better find somebody with a heated garage.
Yeah, that kind of shows the kind of the tender feet that we are. Like, I had to fill up my gas. I didn't want to do it. I waited until for 3 days before filling up because it was too cold to pump gas.
Yeah, and then I have to ask him. I go, I figure this thing's probably like a 3-hour job. He's like, for me, definitely like a 3-hour job. For you, we're looking at a good day and a half, probably 2 days. And he's right. Because I know I'm going to watch a YouTube video. I'm going to go to do it. I'm going to take some bolt off something, mess it up somehow, and then it's going to become a thing. So, yeah, I don't have the luxury of having remote start.
Well,
in my
see,
car.
I'm the kind of guy that can't fix much more than a sandwich. So if there's a problem, I'd rather almost put myself in debt for the convenience of a remote starter,
right?
Which came, with the vehicle when I bought it. But I don't look down on those that don't have it.
Well, yeah. Please don't look down on people who don't have water pumps that are functioning or heat in their car.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah,
it's 6 o'clock with Bax and Nagle and Marty on Rock 102.
The following takes place between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m.
It's 6:02 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. The Pioneer Valley forecast is brought to you by Aqua Pump, an expert in all water supply systems, from the well to the pump and into the house. Increasing cloudiness throughout the day. Rain predicted for this afternoon, a high of 47, and rain is going to be the story for the next couple of days. Rain tonight, low of 34. More tomorrow with a high of 45. You'll even see some rain on Sunday with a high of 36. It's about 24 degrees right now in downtown Springfield.
This is Scott Cohen. Hockey leads the way this morning in a much-needed win by the Bruins at the Garden on Thursday night. 4-1 the final over the Calgary Flames. 4 different Bruin players scored, and Jonas Korpisalo made 28 saves. Last night's game, the start of a 5-game Bruins homestand. They'll host the Rangers tomorrow afternoon. Springfield Thunderbirds back home for 2 games this weekend. The T-Birds will host Hartford tonight and then Lehigh tomorrow night. The UMass Minutemen back to the Hockey East Wars this evening. The first of a home-and-home against the BU Terriers in Amherst. The number 10 Yukon hockey team takes on UMass Lowell at home tonight. Stay with the college kids. College football this time. The 10th seed Miami Hurricanes beat 6th seed Ole Miss last night 31-27 to earn a trip to the national championship game. Tonight, number 1 Indiana takes on number 5 Oregon. The national title game is a week from Monday. NFL playoffs kick off tomorrow afternoon, the Rams and Carolina Panthers, and then at night it's the Packers and Bears. 3 games on Sunday, including the Patriots hosting the LA Chargers. New England is healthy, a 3.5-point favorite. Weather on Sunday looks good for the game. Sports is brought to you by Kohl's Building Supply in North Amherst. For generations, folks here in the Pioneer Valley have trusted Kohl's for quality building materials. From lumber, paint, hardware to Kohl's state-of-the-art kitchen design center, visit Kohls.com to learn more. I'm Scott Cohen with Sports on Rock 102. Stay tuned for Bax's View from the Couch.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, as you know, I'm far too attached to the remaining scraps of my heavily garnished paycheck to squander it on idle games of chance. Sure, blackjack and betting on sporting events looks fun on paper, but the idea of total financial ruin has been a great motor for me. Not to seem insensitive, but I prefer an addiction to gambling to be somebody else's problem and not mine. This week, Patriots wide receiver Kayshon Boutte published an article in the Players Tribune describing his own struggles with gambling. The article, entitled "How the Hell Did I Get Here?" details Boutte's battle with gambling addiction, which nearly led to him quitting football during his first training camp with the Patriots. Boutte's problem with gambling was so severe, but he describes amassing a gambling debt of $90,000, which began during his sophomore year at LSU. In fact, in 2024, it had been reported that he had been arrested and charged with fraud and gambling underage. Those charges are eventually dropped after he attended a court-ordered gambling awareness program. In fact, the rumors of his gambling problem led him to falling down to the 6th round when the Patriots drafted him in 2023. Today, Kayshon is now said to be gambling-free, and that's probably a good thing. However, if you're a 19-year-old kid and you've somehow been able to rack up a $90,000 gambling debt, that doesn't just suggest to me that you have a gambling problem. That also suggests you're not very good at it. If I lose as little as $20 in a slot machine, I want to punch somebody right in the face. Give me a chance to lose 4,500 times that amount, and I want to punch the face of everybody in the casino and in the parking lot. And while that might alarm a few people, including the quote-unquote collections agent in a tracksuit with a tire iron in his fist, I think it's safe to say that this would be enough to end my gambling addiction once and for all. But that's me, because the real problem gambler would be making more bets from the emergency room. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know what you can fit into a 27-gallon storage tote from Rocky's? 27 gallons of crap that's been piling up around the house since Thanksgiving. Rocky's shelving and storage totes available right now. Great way to declutter your entire home from Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:13, and the Scorpions of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Wide receiver. Looking at the Keyshawn Booty story. Marty Caproni is in the studio. $20 dinner comedy show last night. Very successful.
Yeah, we had a great time. Thank you to everyone who came out. Over 40 people came out, which is good for the fact that we were dark for 2 weeks because of the holidays and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to be humming, I think, all the way through to summer. We'll keep building on it. One of those rare ones. We had 5 comics on the show, plus myself. Every comic did fantastic, so
That's
shout
awesome.
out to all them. A Big G, my buddy Gary, opened. He was very funny. Then I had Mike the Long Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely fantastic. As good as they were billed. Very, very funny guy. I gave him a couple of small notes that maybe could help him out, but a natural as much as a natural is going to be when you see him on stage. He was great.
And that's only his second time.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
And then my buddy Zach Mack, we had him up, and he did fantastic. And then my buddy Ryan Broth, he came in. He did so well that I'm like, I don't even really need to go up and close out, but I promised everyone I would do that Venezuela bit.
Yeah.
So I went and tried that one out.
I know that must have been a big letdown for the crowd.
Yeah, no. It probably was next to Ryan. Like Ryan had done so well that in theory I could have just went up and be like, hey guys, thanks a lot, blah blah. But I was like, I did promise you guys. So
I mentioned the Keyshawn Booty story and about the gambling addiction. You and I were talking about it off the air, and we both know people that have had gambling problems. This all kind of started. He had been sidelined with an injury while he was at LSU, and while he was recovering, that's when things started to. Because he had nothing else to do. He wasn't practicing. He wasn't playing football. He's sitting around the bed nursing a bum knee, and all of a sudden he's like, maybe I'll just start gambling on sporting events.
It's it's crazy. That's what I was saying to you. I ring announced in the MMA business, I guess you could call it, for years, probably 10 years or so. And you meet boxers and MMA fighters and everything. And was one of the things that I noticed. People who competed at high levels, they gambled markedly when they retired because they're still looking to get that same rush. The adrenaline and all that, and it's still competitive and all that stuff. And, it makes me feel bad. Now, everywhere you turn, it's constant, too. It's like, we're DraftKings, we're this, we're that, we're this, we're that.
It's right up in your face. And, the problem with it is it's one of the more difficult addictions to battle because, if you're really in the throes of that addiction, you believe, well, all I need is just like one good night.
Yep.
And it not only solves all of my problems, it solves all the problems of everybody I owe, and all that other stuff. So it's kind of the self-fulfilling prophecy. In Booty's case, he picked up a $90,000 gambling debt by his sophomore year in college.
That's insane.
My parents would have killed me.
They'd
be so angry. Like, where'd you get $90,000 to gamble with when this is costing us so much money to send you to that school?
There was a friend in my neighborhood. We used to hang up growing up. Well, not my neighborhood, but across the street. His parents had money, and they used to have a safe, and they would keep some cash in the safe, and the kid figured out how to get in the safe. And I remember when I think it was the $10 tickets first came out. That was a ton of money for a scratch ticket when it came out.
Sure.
Because up until then, a $5 one was like, holy cow, they came out with a $5 ticket or whatever. He broke into the safe and bought 3 full books of $10 tickets because he was sure that he was going to win and replace all the money.
And he wasn't sure all those tickets were tracked by the state and the lottery commission.
Yeah, exactly. And he ended up, his parents were none too happy about that. And I believe he left home for a year or two because of his thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, just, the level of, I like a scratch ticket here and there. If I go to the store, it's a fun little $10 I don't scratch it right away. I like to hold it and think about, like, maybe if I get the $4 million from this, what would I do with that money? It gives me a little mental vacation, I want to say degeneracy, but I don't know if that's the word, but to sit with your buddy and scratch off 300 tickets in a row.
Oh, I know.
Like, you have to have a thought while you're doing that. Like, this is probably real bad. I should probably get help.
If you see a guy with, like, silver-tipped fingers.
Yeah, right.
He might,
right. Yeah.
not to judge, but there might be a problem. But even so Booty writes this article in the Players Tribune talking about his addiction, and one of the things that he talks about is this begins small, like anything else, and then at the point where it becomes a problem is the point where it's almost too late. Like, you don't realize there's a problem. It totally sneaks up on you. It's like you don't realize there's a problem until all of a sudden you realize, hey, I got no money to cover anything. And I think when a guy comes to visit you in a parking lot with a bicycle chain and a tracksuit, it's usually a pretty good indication there's a gambling problem here.
Like when you owe money to guys with nicknames, you know what I mean, like Billy the Chainsaw, or Johnny Three Fingers. that's your thing, And I remember back in the day, I had some friends that had gambling problems. One friend that lost a business because of it.
Yeah,
and I remember they owed money, and I won't even say the guy's name because I'm terrified that he could be listening. But the guy's name was like a name where I was like, that's just an inanimate object. It's not even anything like. They're like, well, it ain't an inanimate object when you owe them the kind of money that so and so owes them. And I was like, good point. All right, that's why I never got into like the FanDuel, the DraftKings, or all that stuff on my phone, because even though in my head I go, that would be fun to take $5 and do a parlay every week of some crazy thing. That's how it starts, right?
That is how it starts. And then when they first came out, they were just in existence for your entertainment only. But once they relaxed the laws on sports gambling, particularly on the college level, well, then all of a sudden things got to get really different, and then gambling addiction becomes a real issue,
right?
And you're starting to see it more widespread. And years ago when they started to lift those restrictions and allowed even like student athletes to gamble on anything not related to their own sport,
which is crazy. That's too slippery a slope.
How do you police that? Because it's to me it's really not that difficult to attempt to do it, hoping you'll never get caught. And a lot of these guys don't get caught, but when they do, it ruins lives, and that's the problem.
Well, I'll say this. First of all, a great question for people to text into the Route 10 text line would be, what's the most you ever won and what's the most you ever lost gambling? That's a fun one.
I know, and listen, casinos have their purpose.
Sure,
they're fun to hang out in.
I like going down to MGM and throwing $80 in a slot machine and playing all night. It's great.
To me, when I getting lucky at the casino means I just found a wad of gum under the chair. Right. To me, that's how I get lucky. Or someone leaves their receipt and I can get a free meal out of it. But I'm not a big gambler. So like when we're at the Mayflower Marathon, for example, and we're staying in the hotel, and it's 5 o'clock. No, it's like before 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's still people gambling. I assume from, if not the night before, then several nights before. You're just going, I hope they're okay. Someone should put a mirror under their nose just to make sure they're continuing to breathing.
I think a lot of people watch Steve Nagle and I. We went in at like 8 a.m. on one of the breaks, and I was like, let's throw $50 in a slot machine, see what happens. So we were like playing, and we won, so we started going to different slot machines, and we're like looking at our watch to make it back in time. And I was like, we look like such degenerates in here. And then we were at one point, we were just trying to lose the money so we could hurry up and get back out to the broadcast. Because that's how I think of gambling. Like when I perform in a casino, I don't think about it like, yeah, I'm going to make this much from the comedy club, and then I'm going to make this much gambling. I say, I'm going to be there this weekend. I'm going to take $100, and that's what I'm going to gamble with.
Yeah.
And when it's done, it's done. And if I win, then, I got more time out of it.
But there are plenty of people that will take whatever they earned at the comedy club and then blow it all and have nothing left. And that's, unfortunately, I mean, that's kind of the addictive mechanism churning inside of you that says, all I have to do is win one time.
I made this, and now I'm going to make this. And you're like, oh, no. And I had that happen one weekend there. I hit roulette on everything.
Yep.
And I was up, $3,800 or something like that. And I was telling the headliner, I don't know if I should say who it was. He's a pretty famous guy now.
Okay.
He does a lot of comedy with his shirt off. And I was telling him... And he's like, well, let's go play some roulette, Marty. And I was like, sure, what's the worst that could happen? He had a 5 o'clock car picking him up, taking him to the airport.
Right.
We were over a craps table, just throwing chips on the craps table, hammered drunk, having the best of times. And then I go, well, I lost all of my money and half of my pay for the weekend. And he goes, yeah, I think I lost most of my money for the. And I was like, oh my God. And that was before he was like famous. And I was like, oh my God. And he goes, hey, what are you going to do? I got travel pay and everything. My wife's going to kill me, but what am I going to do?
It's just about 6:25 with Bax and Nagle and Marty on Rock 102.
Rock 102.
It's 6:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Marty is joining me for the next couple of days. Steve is going to be in Buffalo over the weekend doing some comedy shows. And back on Tuesday, so you'll be here today and then on Monday.
Sorry, everybody, you're stuck with me.
Yeah,
so for all those texts again being like, I hate this guy. He's stupid. He's boring.
This week in Baxy's Musical Podcast, my guest is legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Stu Cook from Creedence. Really interesting interview about a guy who had an enormous success over just a 4-year span and has spent the last 50-some-odd years embattled with arguments, fights, and lawsuits all over that music ever since. But really interesting guy. And next week, my guest is Brian Baker. This guy is like a true punk rock legend. Played with Bad Religion for the last 30-some-odd years. Original member of the band Minor Threat, played with a bunch of others. He's got a brand new book out that is actually really cool. It's a book of photographs of things that he's taken on tour over the last couple of decades, and it's not just backstage pictures. It's like if he's like at a truck stop somewhere, and there's something that just seems like completely out of place and weird. He took a picture of it with a cell phone, and the book is really. Yeah, hilarious because when you've traveled enough that sometimes
just in airports alone you could take just in airports you'd be shocked.
Absolutely, but there are sometimes the journey. The best part about it is getting off the road to see what there is. I remember being in a truck stop in Indiana, and there was a gift shop on the side of this rest area, and they had all these figurines of taxidermied animals that were encased in glass and then turned into ashtrays. So there was like a dead cat that was all in like acrylic or glass, and then at the bottom was an ashtray. Who would not want that in their home?
That is the most Indiana thing I've probably heard. I've done some shows in Indiana, Logansport and Peru, Indiana, and stuff.
Have you driven past the fireworks warehouse that also sells like martial art weapons?
Yeah, like throwing knives and Chinese stars.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, Whatever happened to Chinese stars? In the 80s, man, if you had Chinese stars, you were the coolest guy in school.
I know. You can't even find someone with a good set of brass knuckles anymore.
Well, you know what's funny? So I think I told you this. Back in my 20s, I took karate, and so I had throwing knives, and I used to keep them in my karate bag that I would take to, like, if we were going on the road and we were doing a tournament or whatever, I would take them and I would sit around in the hotel and practice them or whatever, like a loser. And I mean, I was not great at karate, but I was like good. I was just about, most people measure it by black belts. I was not good enough, thank God, to get a rat tail and a Trans Am.
Right.
But I was somewhere below that, and I never used that bag again. Okay, for years.
Sure.
And then when I started doing comedy and I was on the road, one day I was late to get to the airport. I had a sudden call, and I was flying, I think, to like D.C. or something. So I just threw a bunch of stuff in the bag. I flew, I did my shows, came back, took the same bag, flew to a different city the next weekend, came back. I did it like 3 times, so I have 6 flights minimum.
Right.
One day I'm at home, I'm like, I gotta switch up my bag. I'm using this old crap bag. My throwing knives were in my bag the entire time.
No kidding.
I was carrying, throwing. I'm the guy that if you see the TSA thing, you're like, what kind of jerk has a pistol in their bag or whatever?
Right.
I was that idiot. I was jumping on planes with throwing knives in my bag.
Imagine all that conversation with the TSA guy would be, Mr. Caproni, could you tell me why you have throwing knives in your bag? Well, I mean, fear does not exist in the Stojo.
Well, and then I'm looking at him like, it's a long story, but I used to do karate. He's like, okay, Kung Fu Panda, you big fat guy. Sure you did. It's like, no, back then I had abs. I swear to God, I was in shape.
It's 6:31. News is next on Rock 102.
This is Ryan Peltier.
It's 6:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102, along with Marty Caproni. It's time for news. Let's try to plow our way through it.
We're gonna have radio icon Bax.
Yes, thank you, Marty. Former governor's aide Lamar Cook was denied a bail review in court yesterday, facing serious charges of trafficking more than 21 kilos of cocaine and unlawful possession of a firearm. Cook was arrested in October after authorities intercepted 8 kilos of coke from the Springfield State Office building and seized another 12 kilos from a hotel UMass, where he was previously serving as director. The judge denied another bail review for Cook's $75,000 bail related to the drug charges, which means his total bail remains at $85,000 when combined with the $10,000 bail for the firearms charge. This hearing followed news that the Healy-Driscoll administration inadvertently paid Cook over $31,000 in unused vacation time following his arrest, but they had no more comment after that. Here's the thing I don't fully understand. He had 8 kilos of coke that were going to the Springfield State Office building. Now, I know that when I have, like, Amazon packages,
Yeah, right.
I send them here to work because, I know no one's going to steal them,
Right.
and I know they're going to be taken care of and all that. I would not be sending my cocaine to the radio station. And if I did, it wouldn't be in amounts of 8 kilograms.
Here's the thing. I don't know much about cocaine. I know it sounds crazy for a comedian to say that. I've never done it. I've never done it. Not because it's like I don't judge anyone who does. I just knew that I had an addictive personality. I knew if I took one little bump of cocaine,
that would be it.
Yeah, like within a year, I'd be standing outside my in-ground pool in my mansion that looks like it's from Night Ranger, and I'd be like on the phone arguing with some pilot who's flying up 35 keys from Colombia, like, I want him dead, Jimmy, So I just never did.
Yeah.
But I Googled when I saw that what the street value of a kilo of cocaine is. It could be like up to $70,000 wholesale. And then if you break it down, it said up to $150,000 per kilo, which makes me wonder, what did you do with all the money if you're still having trouble making the bail? Making the bail, number one. Number two, and who knows? Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Number two, I was like, I I kind of expect my state governorship to be working more for me. If they're trafficking that amount of cocaine, I feel like they should be out there, Johnny on the spot. You call them with something, they're like, yeah, no problem. I'll build you. What do you need, a tunnel over here? We'll put a tunnel in your neighborhood. It's no problem, you know?
Of course, I can also see, like, upon your arrest and you've been suspended or fired from your job, and you say, listen, I've accumulated more than $31,000 in unused vacation pay. Yeah. Is there a way that I could maybe get some of that back?
That's a crazy amount of unused vacation. But he must have had a very big job, I'm guessing, to have that.
Well, I would imagine if you're that busy, moving that much cocaine, you don't have time to take a good vacation.
Oh, man. Well, listen, he's innocent until proven guilty.
That's what they tell you, but I got to tell you, everything says he might be guilty.
It's a tough one. Well, because the only thing I can think of in my head is, like, what if somebody with a really messed up sense of humor mailed you multiple kilos of cocaine, and you just keep opening package like, God dang it, he did it again. What am I just throw it in my car? I'm going to have to, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this fancy powder.
But on the other hand, that's the miracle of the forever stamp, isn't it?
Yeah.
You need to lick a lot of stamps to send a kilo in the mail.
I will. This is why I'm not going to judge the guy. All right. This is why I see those stories like once or twice a year in Florida where like some guys out on a fishing trip come across a floating thing and they pull it out and they open it up and it's like 100 kilos of coke.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drive it back to the marina and they turn it in. And I go to myself, what are you doing? That was God trying to help you out. It was like,
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'd deal drugs, but if I had 100 kilos that floated up on my fishing boat with my buddies.
Well, I mean, you could always say, oh, look what we found. We found 94 kilos of cocaine.
Right. But at that point, why do you even buy? You don't tell anybody,
Well, I think, if you don't tell somebody, the risk reward, comparison gets a little skewed.
And I don't know anything about the drug market, but I'm going to guess in Florida, if you have 100 kilos of cocaine and don't know anybody, no one A is going to talk to you. Number two, it's going to get around real quick that.
Yeah, but I think in Florida, like a lot of these cartel guys are very much like the Kevin Bacon game. You're like three or four people away,
right? So some guy in like a charter fishing shirt, with his fishing sunglasses on, is like, I happen to have 100 keys of coke. They're like, yeah, we know where that came from, dummy.
Yeah, I'm like 2 phone calls away from El Chapo. We could have this thing taken care of in no time.
Right. So then I guess you have to fly to some backwoods place like Nebraska and try to unload it.
I'm so glad the two of us are trying to solve all the problems of the distribution of high levels of cocaine.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I've never done it, but at 6:30 in the morning when I had a comedy show last night, I'm telling you, it's very tempting.
You can understand it.
Yeah.
Whitman police have arrested a 22-year-old Greenfield man accused of breaking into the same local business twice within a week. Attempting to enter another nearby business, police said the investigation began in the morning hours of Thursday, January 1st, when detectives received a report of an overnight break-in at a coffee shop located in the town of Whitman, which is a South Shore town not far from, Brockton, that area.
Yeah, I know Whitman.
An undisclosed amount of cash was taken during the incident. Through the investigation, detectives determined that the suspect was driving a silver sedan with a black bumper. On Tuesday the 6th at around 10:30 p.m., officers observed a vehicle matching that description. Police conducted a motor vehicle stop for an expired inspection sticker and identified the driver as a young man named Cruz. Apparently, detectives conducted the follow-up investigation, identified Cruz as the subject for both break-ins. Also determined that Cruz had attempted to break into a gas station in Whitman. He's being charged with breaking and entering a building at night with the intent to commit a felony. 3 counts of that, larceny from a building, 2 counts, and he was arraigned yesterday in Brockton District Court. You got to really be a criminal mastermind to say, I am going to break into this coffee shop.
That's what I was thinking.
Take them for everything they are worth.
On their best day, how much cash do you think a coffee shop takes in?
Well, if you're talking about like a Starbucks and each coffee costs you $6, all right,
true.
maybe
Good
you're
point.
talking about something. But if you're talking about, say, like I don't know, maybe a Dunkin' you can get on a busy Dunkin' you could do pretty good. But you're not walking out of there with $1 million.
No. Yeah, you would think it would be somewhere with higher ticket items. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is why we're not good criminals, though. What do we know?
A proposed ballot initiative to repeal adult-use recreational marijuana now faces new challenges here in Massachusetts. Challengers of the proposal filed an objection on January 2nd with Secretary of State William Galvin's office. The State Ballot Law Commission plans to hold a pretrial conference on the objection January 12th and a hearing on the 13th. The objection is centered around concerns about how signatures in support of the proposed ballot initiative were collected. Thomas Kiley, an attorney leading the challenge, said paid signatures gathered at Trader Joe's in Hanover, Market Basket facilities in Plymouth, Whole Foods in Weymouth, and parking lots around Gillette Stadium in Foxborough misled voters with respect to what they were signing and thus obtained signatures fraudulently.
Oh.
Among the misleading statements were assertions that the law proposed on the petition blanks that they were signing what they were signing would get fentanyl off the street, provide affordable housing in the communities, for fund public parks. Each of those assertions were false, and of course now the Secretary of State's office is looking into it. The people who are supporting the bill said, it's just an oversight. I'm sure this won't have any effect on getting into the ballot for 2026, but you know how that goes.
If you think for 1 second that this state is going to now repeal marijuana laws when there is a dispensary on every corner of every town,
it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah. That's kind of my feel on it. I mean, listen, you could make the argument that perhaps there's too much recreational marijuana out there since you can smell it all over the state.
Sure.
But you're not going to put the toothpaste back into the tube after it's been legal to sell for, almost 10 years?
Right. And I think I've said this before as an Italian-American. Let me qualify my statement. I feel that if you're trying to focus your efforts on making the government more puritanical or more whatever, you'd be better off, instead of trying to put the genie back in the bottle, trying to fight the next things down the road. And I keep saying it. Everything that the mob used to get in trouble for now is run by corporations with their partners in crime, the government, because they can tax everything. So you couldn't. There are guys that went to jail here in Western Mass for having a poker game.
I know.
Now there's a casino downtown, And by the way, this isn't a slap against a casino, because I think people should have the right to gamble if they want, or whatever. There's a freedom that's associated with it. But then loan sharking, right? This guy, now you look at some of the credit card rates, you're like, I got to call my loan shark because it'd probably be way better for me.
The interest rate is better, and I'm pretty sure Citibank can also break my kneecaps.
Yeah, Three-Toe Larry is probably a better guy to owe the money to than Chase. And then now what's the next one? So drugs. In fact, the mob used to be against people dealing drugs, right?
Yeah.
But then as soon as they realize there's tax revenue, now we're into weed. So I keep saying to myself, what's next? And the only thing I can come up with is human trafficking. They're like, that's like they keep clamping down on the massage parlors and this and that. As soon as they figure out a way to tax that, that's next.
Once that became an international business, that's when it really got out of hand. I got to tell you, the mob, for all their faults, they really were an organized group of people.
You know what? I will say this. A lot of them transitioned to legitimate business interests. Right?
That's what Michael Corleone tried to do.
Right. I mean, how legitimate? I don't know, because I know if you're trying to make a decision about your business, and some guy who comes in with a shiny suit and a pinky ring you're probably gonna whatever you'd like. I will do that.
Yeah. I don't see too many horse heads in
no.
at the betting barn, but you never know.
There's not that. The other thing is, they also got into the insurance racket.
Now,
remember the protection.
yes, now that sounds like a mob shakedown to me.
A little bit.
A little bit. It's going to be cloudy today, and with rain predicted for this afternoon, a high of 47. Tonight, rain continues. More rain for Saturday in the afternoon with a high of 45. Even Sunday is looking like some more rain with a high of 36. About 25 degrees right now in downtown Springfield on Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:52, and Jimi Hendrix with Bax and Nagle and Marty on Rock 102. It's going to be cloudy today throughout the day with rain predicted for this afternoon. More rain tonight, more rain tomorrow, more rain on Sunday. It's about 25 degrees right now in downtown Springfield. Bourbon Barbecue and Blues back at the Log Cabin in Holyoke from 6 to 9, January 31st. A great night of food, smooth drinks, and excellent music from Neil and the Vipers. Your admission includes a Pendleton whiskey tasting, the multi-course meal, and a great show by Neil and the band. All brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. If you want to buy tickets, you're going to have to get them quickly because we have less than 40 tickets remaining. And it is a really, really nice event. Bourbon Barbecue and Blues, January 31st at the Log Cabin. Brought to you again by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. All right?
It's pretty great.
There you go. There you go.
I like Dave Miner. I really like Dave Miner. You know, I really do. I'm thinking, hopefully, once I have a little more money coming in, I'm going to do my roof on my house. And I'm thinking about putting a dormer on it so that I can do something. Yeah. And I was like, who could I call for that? And then I'm like, gosh dang it, I'm going to probably have to call Dave Miner now because he sponsors everything associated with the station.
See, we need a roof at the house.
You do, yeah.
We know
I needed one 2 years ago, to be honest.
And I talked to Dave at the marathons. I know I've said this every year for like the last 5 years, but I need a roof.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, didn't you say that 5 years ago? I said, yeah. We didn't do it 5 years ago or anywhere in between, so I may need a roof.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess that in the next 5 years, I'm going to get a roof from Dave Miners.
Yeah,
because not that I'm afraid of spending the money on a roof. I think that roofs are actually a very important part of any structure.
I was going to go for a convertible house, but decided.
Something with a rack top.
Rack top, drop it down.
Yeah, a hot day, might want to roll down that roof. But that's the guy I would go to. I mean, he has shown. I'm not saying this to blow him up, but over the years, he has shown that he's not just a very smart businessman and he does good work.
Yeah,
but the guy's heart and generosity is maybe unparalleled. There are very few people that can match his heart, and so we appreciate it. So if I'm going to give anybody business to do my roof, which desperately needs to be replaced, it's going to be that guy.
Well,
I'm not saying that for a discount or a cut and pay. I will pay top dollar, more or less, to that guy to do my roof.
More or less. I will pay top Turkish lira.
Yes, I am willing to pay you in yen.
Iraqi dinars. I will pay top Iraqi dinars to that gentleman to roof my house and put a door around.
2 million dinars. In your hands today, and there may be another 2 million leading after the job is done. That's how deep my pockets are with dinars.
That's what. By the way, that was the Venezuela thing that I was talking about. I was going to say last night.
Yeah,
I said I knew that we were going to overthrow Maduro 4 months ago, and everyone looked at me. I said I knew by his facial hair. Anytime you see a dictator or a president of some of these countries with an aggressive mustache yelling into a camera, it's a matter of time. I don't know why you'd make that facial hair choice.
I don't know. It is the
Saddam Hussein.
I know.
Maduro had the same exact mustache as Saddam Hussein.
Did Gaddafi have a mustache?
Gaddafi had that weird porn stash thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like razor thin.
Bashir Assad, Syria, he had one. You start ticking off these things, and I'm convinced the only reason Kim Jong is still sailing along is his face is
he can't grow a mustache.
Clean shaven as a Korean baby's bottom, so he's fine.
I thought it was interesting, when they're bringing Maduro, to New York, and they're showing pictures of him, the plane or the helicopter. He's wearing those virtual reality
Yeah,
glasses. Like, man,
Meta.
this is like the worst time for you to be playing Call of Duty.
Right.
It's like there's a time and a place for this.
Well, the thing I thought was funny is they when they kidnapped him or whatever they want to say, abducted him or whatever, they took his wife too, and I was like, $20 as he was on the plane, and his wife's like, I told you this was gonna happen, and he was like, you know what? Give me the headphones, please, thank you.
Did you take out the trash before we left?
Yeah. I told you. How many times did I tell you? Don't dare him. Don't dare him. Please give me the headphones. And I said the other sign is anytime I hear, you were talking about Creedence, anytime I hear Creedence Clearwater Revival, we're going to war with somebody. Like the minute he heard, like,
more you hear "Fortunate Son,"
somebody's
going to war.
wave the flag. You're like, here we go. All right,
It's 6:58 with Bax and Nagle and Marty Caproni on Rock 102.
The following takes place between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m.
It's 7:01 with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102 and with Marty Caproni. The Pioneer Valley forecast is brought to you by Naples Home Buyers. They buy homes as is and offer solutions to any problems. Naples Home Buyers. It's increasing cloudy today throughout the day. Rain predicted for this afternoon, a high of 47. Tonight, the rain continues with a low of 34. Tomorrow, cloudy, more rain in the afternoon and a high of 45. And you'll see some more rain on Sunday as well with a high of 36. 25 degrees right now in downtown Springfield.
This is Scott Cohen. A big weekend of NFL football. It kicks off tomorrow afternoon with the Rams and Carolina Panthers, and then at night it's the Packers and Bears. 3 games on Sunday, including the Patriots, of course, who will host the LA Chargers in round 1. The Patriots seem healthy. They're 3.5-point favorites playing in the game, and weather on Sunday looks good. Meantime, college football last night, the 10th seed Miami Hurricanes earned a trip to the national championship game by beating 6th seed Ole Miss 31-27. Tonight, number 1 Indiana takes on number 5 Oregon. Hockey now, the Bruins with a nice win at home last night. They beat the Calgary Flames 4-1. 4 different Bruin players scored. Jonas Korpisalo with 28 saves. Last night's game, the start of a 5-game Bruin homestand. They host the Rangers tomorrow afternoon. Springfield Thunderbirds back home for 2 games this weekend. The T-Birds will host Hartford tonight and then have Lehigh tomorrow night. And the UMass Minutemen back to the Hockey East Wars. They'll have a home-and-home with the BU Terriers starting tonight in Amherst. Number 10 Yukon Hockey will host UMass Lowell this evening. Sports is brought to you by Liberty Bank. For 200 years, Liberty Bank has helped to improve the lives of their customers, teammates, and the communities they serve. Learn more about Liberty Bank by visiting liberty-bank.com. Liberty Bank, be community kind, member FDIC. I'm Scott Cohen with Sports on Rock 102. Stay tuned for Bax's View from the Couch.
Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Winter Storm headquarters before and after the storm.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, according to the Funkin' Wagnalls, the definition of insanity is repeating the same action while expecting different results. In the case of football, if you own a team that hasn't won a Super Bowl in 31 years, if you keep replacing players with more expensive ones, if you keep firing head coaches every 4 years, if you meddle in football decisions such as personnel, draft picks, and trades that don't make any sense whatsoever, if you failed to make the playoffs for the last couple of years, then perhaps the problem isn't the guys on the field. Perhaps the problem is the guy writing the checks. Perhaps the problem is you. Yesterday, Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, spoke of his desire to retire from football with the most Super Bowl championships in NFL history. Now, I don't know how many of you people have been keeping track of this sort of thing, but the owner with the most Super Bowl championships happens to be Robert Kraft of the Patriots, who has accumulated 6 Super Bowl championships since he bought the team in 1994. Jerry, who has owned the Cowboys since 1989, only has 3. And yet, according to Jerry, quote, "My goal in life is to retire as the owner that won the most Super Bowls. That's my goal. We've got 3. He was then reminded that Robert Kraft had twice as many as he had, and Jerry responded by saying, "Well, I guess I got work to do." Folks, Jerry Jones has owned that team for 34 years. He's an 83-year-old man. He's as far away from winning another Super Bowl championship as I am. and I'm not even in the running. And yet, through a series of misdirected, delusional lack of coherent self-awareness, he believes he'll be alive long enough not only to win another one, but to win 3 of them. Robert Kraft, who's a year older than Jerry Jones, has a better chance of winning at least one more, whereas Jerry's hopes and dreams are fading faster with every passing day. And yet, in spite of his astonishing lack of competence, he believes that next year somehow will be different. And yet, it won't be because of his aggressive level of defiance, logic, reason, or a grasp of reality. In other words, I think Mr. Kraft is just perfectly safe. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Got a plumbing or electrical problem? You need to go see Robbie at the East Longmeadow Rockies. Robbie was born in a hardware store. He knows how to help you with almost any project or home repair. Good people like Robbie and rock-solid service at every Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7-11 and John Mellencamp with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's going to be rainy later on today. It's cloudy now, but the rain is coming, and it'll continue to tonight and into tomorrow and into Sunday. A high of 47 for today, about 25 degrees right now in downtown Springfield. Next hour, Open Line Friday. Again, let's review the rules so that we're all under the same understanding. No foul language, no hate speech. Try not to act like a dink and get to your point in 30 seconds or less. If we can all follow those rules, then we can all be satisfied with the end result.
That is foul, F-O-U-L. If you want to talk about chickens, you can.
That's fine, but let's try to adhere to the rules which have been in place for now almost 3 years. So if we haven't hammered those into your consciousness by now, I don't know what the hell we're doing.
It's funny because sometimes we have an open lines where everyone follows the rules and people are great and they go right through. And then other times it's just an off.
It's just a way off.
All or nothing.
So I'm hoping today
a good one
because it's just you and me.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some fun. That's all. That's all we really want.
I'm too tired. After the comedy show last night and getting here, waking up at 4:30 yesterday and then doing it again today after being out to the show, I'm too tired for it not to be just a good one.
You're too tired, and I got way too much other stuff going on outside of this place to really be bothered with all of you. So let's try to get on the same page and all in lockstep for Open Line Friday coming up an hour from now.
Oh, good. Well, I wanted to say that I was gonna. When I leave here, I was like, "Well, this is good. I can go home and I can sleep for a few hours,
right.
And whatever." But my daughter's home on college break or whatever. I told you she's on the Colleen court for Chicopee, and she really enjoyed her experience doing that. Today, I have to drive her to Chicopee Comp at 10:30 in the morning, and I was like, how long are you going to be there? She's like, till 12:30. So now I have a hole in the middle of the day where I could be sleeping, but I know if I fall asleep between after I drop her off and 12:30, I'm not going to wake up, and then she's going to be stuck at Chicopee Comp.
Could you sleep in the car?
No.
They don't allow people to, sit in the Chicopee Comp parking lot and sleep in the car?
Let me remind you about my earlier statement, how I need a new water pump and my heat doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's how it's out of the question. So, but the reason she's going to Chicopee Comp, and I figured I might as well do something nice for my friends on the Colleen Committee, St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee in Chicopee. They are trying to get girls to try out for the Colleen thing, which is a really cool experience. My daughter really enjoyed being on the court over this last year. They do a lot of appearances and good for the community and all that stuff. And they're trying to get girls. And it used to be they had to have Irish heritage, but you don't now. So, and they get you some scholarship money, and you get some nice things, really nice Irish sweater. And
you don't have to have just like a little bit of Irish in you?
No, it's a weird thing. Some cities you do, but Chicopee you don't. Actually, the Colleen this year, wonderful girl. I believe she's Spanish.
Oh, that's right. That was because
Diana,
there were some people that were protesting that.
No. That was the year before they had a whole thing.
It was the year before that.
Yeah. That was a whole thing. But this girl's been great. My daughter loves her. She's fantastic. But my point is that you don't necessarily have to have Irish heritage. So if you're in Chicopee, whatever, and you're a woman and you're interested, young lady, and you're interested in the thing, I would tell you to throw your hat in the ring. It's a good experience.
Now, is there Irish in your family or your wife's family?
Yes. No, not her. My wife's 100% Italian, but I am. My mother was 100% Irish.
Okay.
And also, I think my grandmother on my father's side had a teeny little bit of Irish in there. So, my daughter's more, I guess, than 50% Irish or something
All
like
right,
that.
so fair enough. So
bad at
she's
fractions. I'm like I'm a mutt. I'm a half Irish, half Italian, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, that it's good that she has at least a little bit of Irish heritage. I mean, but still. So, I mean, is there like a lack of applicants? Is that what's going on?
I have a feeling that's kind of why they're reaching out to go. I guess she's going to go and speak to some of the girls at Chicopee Comp, and they're going to talk to them about what the experience is like to be on the court and all the fun things they do and all the good for the community they do and how they get to ride the float and the parades and, the Big E and the St. Patrick's Day parade and all that. So I think she's going to go talk about that mostly. But, and, not just Chicopee. I mean, all the other towns have their own Colleen committees, parade committees. Holyoke has one, West Springfield, whatever. So it's something, if you have a daughter or you have a young lady that that you think is a good candidate for, it's a great thing to do.
Well, see, as a Colleen dad,
Yeah.
you've got a good perspective on it. You realize there's great benefit to participating.
Yeah, my daughter, her grandmother, my mother, when she found out my mother had two boys, so she gave up hope and then my brother had two boys. So my mother had given up hope she would ever have a granddaughter or a daughter. And then when we had my daughter, my mother, that was the sun rose and set with my daughter, her granddaughter. And she had always talked about doing the Colleen contest and whatever. And my daughter remembered that. She was very close with my mother. So when it came time last year, she said, I want to do the thing. And I was like, okay. And she won. She was on the court, so she really enjoyed the experience.
I told you, I think the other day, that I have a vague recollection of being a judge on one of these Colleen things. It's like, I've been here for so long. I'm trying to remember, was that for a Colleen thing or was it for something else? I think it was
for a Colleen thing.
For a Colleen thing, I think it was in Chicopee too, and it
could have been, yeah,
could have been, and it was a nice experience being able to judge young people and crush dreams, and pick out which one's going to get the scholarships and which ones weren't good enough. That was something very satisfying because as a judge, when you're judging teenagers, young kids, there is a part of you that says, listen, if it were possible for me to vote for all of you, I would. But I have to tell you, there are some of you candidates here who just simply are not good enough. You don't have the talent. You're not all that pretty. You're here because your parents are making you do that, and I don't want to be the one to knock down your self-esteem, but I think losing would probably be enough.
See, I wouldn't want to be a judge for the opposite reason. I just think there's something creepy about a man of my age judging anything that has to do with appearance of young women. You know what I mean? Like my daughter's age. It's like...
Well, I try not to judge an appearance because I thought for the same thing, I don't want to be that creep. And I'd rather judge somebody on their personality or the things they've done in the community. I can live with that.
And this is another thing to say too, because the pageant, I don't believe really gives weight to appearance. All the girls are very pretty girls, but it's not a beauty pageant.
No,
it is judged upon. They have an interview. It's judged upon. their personality. It's judged
Poise.
upon poise. That's one of the poise is one of those mystery things, but it is part of that, and it's also judged upon how they're doing in their school. Like, are they pursuing this? Some of the one girl that's on the court is in the military. She's like 20 years old. She's in, I think, the Army. Another one.
The Army, I don't know if you are aware of this. They actually have a whole battalion of former Colleens from around the country. They go into like war-torn areas with their sash. Colleen, New York City or whatever.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but my daughter was part of that mission where they took the guy out of Venezuela.
Yeah, it was impressive.
A crack team of Colleens came in.
You can't talk about the details because, of course, it's classified.
Yeah.
But that Colleen troop, woo, man, they got some pretty great stuff done.
They drop them in from the helicopter by their sash. Yeah.
I'm sure we all remember the Reagan administration where Colleen sold their sashes for guns for the Nicaraguans.
They normally have body armor, but a really well-knit Irish sweater does great, too.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Well, listen, I know for a fact that, like shot glasses and beer bottles just bounce right off those things. Like they're made of Kevlar.
They have to if you're in Ireland. It's really what they're for.
Yeah, well, you have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I remember one time being pinned down, me and 4 Colleens. We took 3 pints of Guinness to the chest, and we just kept on going.
When your shillelagh's got a bayonet on it, you know you're ready to protect your country.
No young Colleen left behind. Yeah. I was in it, man. I was in it. You weren't there.
It's 7:22 at Rock 102.
The Rock 102 app.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:29, and Elton John with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Rock 102 is bringing you New England Patriot football all season long and have been. This Sunday, January 11th, the Patriots are taking on Los Angeles, and we will have the State Line Propane and Oil pregame show beginning at 5 o'clock. Kickoff at 8. Bob Sochi and Scout Zolak will bring you all the play-by-play action. The Patriots play here on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
You said Los Angeles, and just because I'm old, I almost said, you mean San Diego?
No,
no, Los Angeles Chargers. Ugh.
It's kind of like the Raiders. I mean, I still want to say Oakland.
Oakland, yeah.
I never got used to Los Angeles.
And now it's Las Vegas.
It's like,
I mean, what could go wrong putting a professional football team in the gambling capital of the world?
Can't possibly imagine how that could have any negative impact at all.
I'm predicting again to stay with my boy Scott Zolak. I'm thinking the Patriots are going to have a huge game. I'm thinking they're going to rush between Ramondre and Travion. They're going to rush for over 200 yards. They're going to run right over the Chargers.
I think the Chargers game is a win. Anything after that, I'm not ready to make my prediction yet. But I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of people yesterday on the interwebs putting the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Losing to Seattle, but nevertheless, at least getting them there. And I think, listen, even if they lose the Super Bowl, even Tom Brady couldn't win them all. And the fact that they would even get there is nothing short of miraculous when you consider where they've been over the last 5 years.
Even this Sunday, when you're watching the game, if for some reason it wasn't going our way, the Patriots are playing with house money right now. No one expected this. No one expected them to be the second seed out of the AFC in the playoffs.
There were people that wouldn't expect them to have a winning season. Never mind, win 14 games.
Undefeated on the road, 10 games in a row. Yeah, the 2 games there that they lost at the beginning of this season, really,
they could have won.
They could have won. Like, you know what I mean? It's they're a great team, and I think Drake May is going to be the MVP. And I'm not saying that as a homer. I saw a guy I was reading. He was doing the statistics of him and Stafford side by side.
Yeah.
He said, do you know, I know everyone says he's got more touchdowns than Drake May. Do you know 13 of his touchdowns are 1-yard passes to like Devontae Adams? Like 1-yard pass.
A big whoop.
Yeah, you could just run it in, but we chose to pass it because we got a receiver that's a monster,
We got news coming up next on Rock 102. 7:34. With Bax and Nagle and Rock 102, it's time for news brought to you by Aqua Pump, an expert in all water supply systems from the well to the pump and into the house.
Ooh, can I do this part?
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
And now, radio icon Bax.
Thank you, Marty. It is a pleasure to be here today to do news in place of Steve.
My favorite part.
Traffic was significantly backed up on I-91 South in downtown Springfield yesterday following a 3-vehicle crash that prompted lane closures and sent multiple people to the hospital. According to the Mass State Police, at approximately 3:20 p.m., authorities were called to a crash on I-91 South. The collision involved 3 vehicles, including a tractor-trailer, and resulted in the tractor-trailer and 1 other vehicle rolling onto their side. 3 occupants from the vehicles were brought to local hospitals for treatment. No additional information on their condition is available as of yet. Mass DOT reported this around 4 o'clock that the 2 lanes of I-91 South were closed just before exit 4 in Springfield. Traffic was observed backed up through downtown near Broad Street and Main Street. So pretty bad backup there yesterday.
It was back. I left early to go up to the shortstop to set up for the show and everything, and I went the back roads the way I normally go that no one knows, but I usually go down Carew Street if I'm going to go the back roads, and then I go over the bridge where Valley Steakhouse is. Right. The traffic was backed up from the Park Street Rotary all the way to Main Street. It took me 40 minutes. It took me over double than what it normally takes me to make it to the shortstop because of the traffic. It was rough.
It sucks.
Sorry.
Former governor's aide Lamar Cook was denied a bail review in court yesterday, facing serious charges of trafficking more than 21 kilos of cocaine and unlawfully possessing a firearm. That's the one they're going to get him on. Cook was arrested in October after authorities intercepted 8 kilos of coke from the Springfield State Office building and then seized another 12 kilos from the Hotel UMass, where he previously served as director. The judge denied another bail review for Cook's $75,000 bail relating to the drug charge, which means that the total bail remains at $85,000 when combined with the $10,000 bail for the firearm charge. Kadar Ismail, Cook's defense attorney, expressed his respect for the judge's decision, stating the judge gave her answer. I respect the law and I respect what she said, and I'll be fighting for Mr. Cook. We have a litany of motions. I'm looking for a reduced bail in the future while his family is still trying to get the money up. Ismail also indicated they anticipate developments in the case soon. By the way, the Healy-Driscoll administration inadvertently paid Cook over $31,000 in unused vacation time following his arrest, but Ishmael said he had no comment regarding that issue when he was asked about it.
You think they call in, he's like, I have COVID and also small indictment that I have to go to and drug trafficking charges. And,
I mean, when you look at this,
it looks bad.
8 kilos to the Springfield State Office building.
I did say
12 kilos to a hotel. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I'm no math whiz. That's 20 kilos of coke going to 2 different locations.
It's a lot of money.
He's got a problem with his vacation time.
Well, I will say this. As I said earlier, we talked to this story. I said, well, innocent to proven guilty. You never know. Maybe somebody with an elaborate sense of humor and a lot of disposable income was just sending him kilos of coke for fun. But then you just read the firearms charge one. Mm-hmm. And that one really has a question mark for me because here's the other thing about that. I would imagine if you could work for the governor, right? It wouldn't be hard for you to get a licensed firearm, right? I mean, you'd probably have the juice politically to get a licensed firearm.
Probably. You probably know, who to call.
Right.
Right.
So to have an unlicensed one, but yet also be a right-hand person to the governor seems a little weird to me. I'm going to be honest about that one. That one, that's a real tough one.
Yeah, but it's also a tough one when, like I say, a package arrives from UPS or the United States Postal Service or even Federal Express. And there's a package, a heavy package, say like 21 kilograms of something inside around the holidays. And it happens to be loaded with cocaine, and it's got your name and office number on it. It's kind of hard to just say, I didn't order this.
Well, this is where this falls apart with me because I am terrible with the metric system, so I don't know how much a kilogram weighs.
All right, well, let me...
I'm going to guess, though.
Let's go.
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Kilograms to pounds. Sure. Okay.
6 pounds. 6 to 7 pounds.
Per kilo?
Yeah.
No.
So
1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now let's do a quick amount of math here. If you have
45 pounds. That's one plate at the gym.
well, okay, 21 kilograms. Let me do the math here. It's 46 pounds of cocaine.
Yeah, it's one plate.
That's
from the
one
gym.
weekend for Charlie Sheen.
But it's one plate at the gym. That's not that heavy, especially if you use the post office where they have that we'll ship anything and
Yeah.
it fits in this envelope thing.
But you need a lot of stamps for something like that. And I don't know what the postage is, but UPS, like around the holidays, I believe there's some surge pricing going on, so it ain't exactly a cheap little parcel.
Yeah. Well, I guess that makes it a little harder. I'm just I'm trying to think of all the things.
I think it's important to kind of break down all the particulars here so that we all really understand what's going on. But I mean that's still a lot of cocaine to be going around to the office.
Well, let me say this in his defense, okay? If I Googled it, I told you this the other day, I Googled how much like a wholesale value of cocaine would be for a kilo, and I have no real idea, but it sounded like it'd be around $70,000, or if they're breaking it down and selling it, up to $150,000 a kilo. So just doing some real rough math on this, if you had 21 pounds at $70,000, what's that, like $1.4 million, right? Why would you need to reduce your bail? You just pay it.
Yeah, or why would you need to be tracking your vacation time?
This is another fair point.
I know. And, the problem with it is, I'm sure none of those millions of dollars in cocaine money are being attributed to, say, like his state pension. They're probably not applying that.
Okay.
Yeah, even if he's getting Social Security, it's not even being applied to that. I mean, it's not even worth it at that point.
But let's go down a conspiracy rabbit hole for a minute, if we could, right?
Okay.
Let's say you have some political enemy, big political enemy, and they shipped you all that stuff.
Sure.
Right? Money's not an object. So they had a couple million. They want to try to get to the governor or something. Well, of course, then why wouldn't they just send it to the governor would probably be the next question, I guess, right? But
yes,
let's say they sent it to the guy. That one's hard. But let's say it happened. 1 out of a million shot it happened. The tough one is going to be the unlicensed firearm.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely poses a challenge to his defense.
Because then it's going to beg the question: you had all these connections at the state. Why didn't you just get a licensed firearm? And that might beg an answer that no one wants.
And that would be?
Maybe you had a criminal record and you couldn't get a firearm.
Well,
I don't know if that's the case.
Marty, that's always a possibility, but
I don't know if that's the case, but that would be something that you would think.
Well, he has been denied bail, so I'm sure he'll come up with a good excuse as to why he had the gun and why it wasn't registered.
So they denied bail? So he's still incarcerated?
Well, I mean, the story goes, and let me just go back to it, that changes in bail were denied. They wanted to lower the bail, and they said, no. I think what you're being asked to pay is probably appropriate.
I guess that's also bears the question of what I'm saying. If you had $1.4 million of cocaine, how hard could it be to make an $80,000 bail or whatever the number was, right?
Yeah, you don't have to pay it all at once. What do they accept, 10% of it?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right,
if you have like a bondsman or something like that, that's $8,000.
You may not have access to your drug money. That's the one thing that they don't tell you in the drug trade. Like, you may be making millions of dollars, but, you're going to have to come up with, like, your own money for bail.
Do you think that's why a lot of drug dealers have fancy jewelry? Because if they do get incarcerated, they can just be like, look, I owe you $8,000, but this watch is worth $20,000. Here, take it.
Yes.
You think so?
This watch tells time in New York, London, and Stad. Well, in Philadelphia, it's $50.
Right, yeah.
This is a fascinating story out of the country of India. Lavika Gutpa recently filed a police complaint against her husband and 4 in-laws, alleging that she was deceived when she agreed to marry her spouse in 2024. Among her accusations, the woman claims that she was promised a man with lush, healthy hair, but then married a man who had been wearing a wig.
Bum, 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 bum.
The man was bald. Bald. Apparently, they married on January 16th, 2024. Almost ready to celebrate their first anniversary. The wife claims she was deceived at the time with her husband, Jane, and his family concealing various details about his physical appearance, education, and financial status. She says, after the marriage, I found that my husband not only had only passed grade 12, while his bio data showed that he had a bachelor's degree, also lied about his income. I feel seriously defrauded. And then she agreed to marry this man when promised that he had a full, thick, luxurious mane of hair. The woman also alleges that her husband assaulted her during a trip abroad, pressured to bring marijuana from Thailand to India, and as it turns out, perhaps this wasn't the best prearranged marriage in the world.
They still do that, huh? The prearranged
They do the prearranged marriage, but when you're marrying someone you've never seen before, you want to make sure that the resume is accurate.
Very important that you're good to your relatives if you live in India, because if they don't like you and they get to arrange your marriage, they're just going to unload you to some homeless guy at a bus stop and be like, hey, he's a doctor.
Yeah, but he's a good provider.
Right.
He makes his own clothes. He cooks, over an open fire a lot out of garbage cans.
I just think that's so funny. I wonder if they do dowry. They used to do like you get like a goat or a cow or whatever for the thing. I'm suing him. It's like People's Court. Dun, dun, dun. I'm suing him for half my cow back.
I could deal with the lack of education. I could deal with the fact that he has a low income, which apparently he's making only $20,000 a year. But he's bald. I will not put up with baldness.
I feel like that's see, it's tough being a guy out there.
Isn't it? I mean, listen, if you're bald, be proud, be bald.
Right.
But if you're going to lie about it and you're going to marry somebody, she is going to find out you're bald.
What kind of wig do you think he had, the kind where it snaps on?
Well, with like a chin strap or something?
No, they have those things that they put like a like a jacket. You used to have like jackets
like
in the 80s.
Snaps?
Yeah, like the little snaps.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have that was the hair system. Remember size? They have
size swirling,
a hair system. People like, you have a wig. But I don't have a wig. I have a hair system.
It's real hair.
It's real hair
from an animal. Maybe not my own hair, but it's real hair.
Right.
The Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be cloudy with a chance of rain tonight or this afternoon, high of 47. That rain continues through the night and also into tomorrow with more rain in the afternoon. Also, same on Sunday. High tomorrow, 45. It's currently 25 degrees right now on Rock 102. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's just about 7:54, and AC/DC with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Of course, Marty Caproni filling in for Steve today, and again on Monday. Steve is in Buffalo doing some comedy.
He's eating wings and making people laugh. I can't think of anything better.
Somebody asked me on the Route 10 Tire listener line whether Steve is going to wind up losing his job for moonlighting. I don't think that's going to happen.
Moonlighting?
Yeah, he's taking his own he's taking time that he has earned.
Yeah,
and that's what he's doing. But good for him. A big to do in Buffalo.
He earned it. You know what I mean? For the last few years, he's been working hard to get. He was already always funny, and he was doing this when I started, and he's worked his tail off. And you know what? Give the guy some credit. He's earned himself some weekends on the road.
Rock 102 and the Springfield Thunderbirds want to hook you up with slap shots and shish kebabs. You could score a $100 and nothing but time. You could score a $100 gift certificate to Nadim's downtown Mediterranean Grill, one of the finest eateries in the city. And get yourself a pair of tickets to see the Thunderbirds take on Toronto at the Mass Mutual Center for January 23rd. We'll choose one lucky winner at random on the 19th. Your chance to win slap shots and shish kebabs from the Springfield Thunderbirds and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
I would bet money that combination has never been said or uttered before in history.
And slap shots and shish kebabs?
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's a
great combo.
It's a great combo, and I mean, Nadim's and the Mass Mutual Center are within stumbling distance of each other.
Like I told you, I do love Nadim's. I like their kebab platter, and I loved their tabbouleh. I don't know if they're still making it.
No, they still make the tabbouleh. Oh yeah. Do you ever have like a platter of hamachos?
No, that's like the hummus nachos or something.
It's like the pitas fried, and then there's hummus on it, and then there's the meat, jalapenos, and
really
a little bit of cheese on it. Oh, so good, so good.
You know what I did have somewhere? I don't know if it was at the Rumble Seat or Nathan Bill's. They had Irish nachos.
Oh yeah.
So they're like nachos, but they use potato chips instead of corn chips. And I thought they would be disgusting, but I actually really enjoyed them. And now I can't remember where I had Irish nachos.
Remember we were at the Biggie a couple of years ago? We had the Thanksgiving nachos.
Those were fantastic.
Those were delicious because it tasted literally like a Thanksgiving meal on nachos.
Right. Those were, of all my foods, those were one of my favorite foods.
Yeah. And I didn't go back the following year, but I thought, if I was going to lay down good $14-15 for 5 chips of Thanksgiving nachos,
there's your thing.
That would be my preferred choice.
We should go again this year. I feel like I owe you guys a shot at the champ to try to take back your crown for Carney games.
Well, listen, Marty, I only told you that I was good at one. And that was whack-a-mole.
I don't want to say I beat you at your own game, but I beat you at your own game.
You beat me in my own game, and not just by a fraction.
No.
I got beaten like a rented circus mule. I mean, that's I was humiliated by your prowess, and it was every single game. It's like some guys can do one thing decent.
Yeah,
you were able to do them all.
I'm first of all, I'm competitive, which you wouldn't think with me because of my general lackadaisical appearance.
Yeah,
I am competitive, which is good, but I'm unhealthily competitive with Carney games.
Really,
because if we were playing basketball, like the three of us, I would try to win, and I would probably surprise you guys because I can move pretty spry even for being as fat as I am right now.
Okay, sure.
I'm what they call a fathlete. I am a fat athlete. I can move pretty good.
Right, sure.
But with a Carney game, it's the best because it's really very little movement. And the movement you have, especially with whack-a-mole, it's an economy of movement. The trick... I shouldn't even tell you this so that I don't lose my title.
I know it's about trying to move at least as little as possible.
Yeah, you can't be lifted up too far. You lose a tenth of a second.
That's it.
You keep your elbow at a certain degree, and then it's just a shoulder motion. It's faster.
I have not had a invitation to your house yet after all this time, but I believe this is what I fantasize in my head. That on every space of wall in your house, it's like gigantic stuffed animals, Bon Jovi mirrors, hats, koozies, all kinds of things that you've won at the Biggie or the 3 County Fair or what have you.
You're not terribly wrong. But in my house, those were relegated to the basement.
Sure.
So I just had a closet full of 4-foot-tall stuffed animals and aliens and Scooby-Doos and the mirrors and all that other stuff.
Well, I would assume that your wife would not want that in the common
areas.
Right,
and then I was talking about how, I used to do karate when I was telling the story about having throwing knives in my back. All my medals and trophies from karate, they were all in a room down there. And then during the pandemic, when everyone else in the neighborhood was getting a dumpster to throw stuff out, we had to be like the Joneses. So we got a dumpster to throw stuff. I think I kept my karate medals, but I think I lost a lot of my carnival bounty.
Well, you're still young enough to
earn it all back,
replenish
baby.
the supply. We got Open Line Friday coming up in just a few minutes.
The following takes place between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m.
It's 8:03 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. The Pioneer Valley forecast is looking like this. Increasing clouds throughout the day. Rain predicted by this afternoon, a high of 47. Tonight, that rain continues with a low of 34. Tomorrow, cloudy, more rain in the afternoon, a high of 45, and even more rain Sunday with a high of 36. It's about 25 degrees right now in downtown Springfield.
This is Scott Cohen. Hockey leads the way this morning in a much-needed win by the Bruins at the Garden on Thursday night. 4-1 the final over the Calgary Flames. 4 different Bruin players scored, and Jonas Korpisalo made 28 saves. Last night's game, the start of a 5-game Bruins homestand. They'll host the Rangers tomorrow afternoon. Springfield Thunderbirds back home for 2 games this weekend. The T-Birds will host Hartford tonight and then Lehigh tomorrow night. The UMass Minutemen back to the Hockey East Wars this evening. The first of a home-and-home against the BU Terriers in Amherst. The number 10 Yukon hockey team takes on UMass Lowell at home tonight. Stay with the college kids. College football this time. The 10th seed Miami Hurricanes beat 6th seed Ole Miss last night 31-27 to earn a trip to the national championship game. Tonight, number 1 Indiana takes on number 5 Oregon. The national title game is a week from Monday. NFL playoffs kick off tomorrow afternoon, the Rams and Carolina Panthers, and then at night it's the Packers and Bears. 3 games on Sunday, including the Patriots hosting the LA Chargers. New England is healthy, a 3.5-point favorite. Weather on Sunday looks good for the game. Sports is brought to you by Gold Trader and the Diamond Shop. You have to see Gold Trader's excellent watch inventory with a great selection of pre-loved Rolex, Tag Heuer, and Breitling watches. Gold Trader and the Diamond Shop, 1360 Allen Street in Springfield. I'm Scott Cohen with Sports on Rock 102. Stay tuned for Bax's View from the Couch.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, as you know, I'm far too attached to the remaining scraps of my heavily garnished paycheck to squander it on idle games of chance. Sure, blackjack and betting on sporting events sure looks good on paper, but the idea of total financial ruin has been a great motivator for me. Not to seem insensitive, but I prefer that an addiction to gambling be somebody else's problem and not mine. This week, Patriots wide receiver Kayshon Boutte published an article in the Players Tribune describing his own struggles with gambling. The article, entitled "How the Hell Did I Get Here?" details Boutte's battle with a gambling addiction, which nearly led him to quit football during his first training camp with the Patriots several years ago. Boutte's problem with gambling was so severe, he describes amassing a debt of $90,000, which he began during his sophomore year at LSU. In fact, in 2024, it had been reported that he'd been arrested and charged with fraud and gambling underage. Those charges eventually dropped after he attended a court-ordered gambling awareness program. In fact, the rumors of his gambling problem led for him to fall down to the 6th round when the Patriots drafted him in 2023. Today, Kayshon Boutte is said to be gambling-free, and that's probably a good thing. However, if you're a 19-year-old kid and you somehow be able to rack up a $90,000 gambling debt, that doesn't just suggest to me that you have a gambling problem. It also suggests that you're not very good at it. Look, if I lose as little as $20 in a slot machine, I want to punch somebody right in the face. Give me a chance to lose 4,500 times that amount. I want to punch the face of everybody in the casino and in the parking lot. And while that might alarm a few people, including the collections agent, that tracksuit and tire iron, I think it's safe to say that would be enough for me to end my gambling addiction once and for all. And that's just me, of course. Real problem gamblers will be making more bets in the emergency room. That's not how I operate. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. You know what you can fit in a 27-gallon storage tote from Rocky's? 27 gallons of crap that's been stored around the house since Thanksgiving. Rocky's storage shelves and storage totes available now. It's like a home decluttering starting kit and available at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:13 and Led Zeppelin with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. Let's see. Again, as you know, we're going to go in this carefully and make sure we get through it because it is now time for...
And now, live from the Richard Grieco Studios in East Long Meadow, Massachusetts, it's Open Live Friday!
All right, Marty, let's go through these rules again. I'm sure everybody's paying attention. Please grab a pencil and write this down. No foul language, no hate speech. Try not to act like a dink, and get to what you have to say in 30 seconds or less.
There we go.
Okay? Simple rules. If I told you those rules for any other thing, you're a competitive guy.
Yeah.
You'd follow those rules.
Yeah, because of the rules.
Those are the rules. All right. Phones are blowing up. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, guys. It's Matt the Drunk from Enfield.
What's up, Matt? How are you?
Hey, not too bad, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, not too much. Hey, I wanted to give a quick shout-out to the Hawkman. I never met the guy before, but he seems like a really good dude.
He's the best. He came out to the show last night. He was great. Tried to play a trick on me, too.
Play a trick on you?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
He said he needed help going to the bathroom, and then when they went and got me, he was like, "Will you put me on the toilet?" And I thought to myself, I can kill myself right now, or I can kill Hawkman, but one of us is not making it out of this alive.
Hey, you're a good man, Marty.
There you go.
Thanks,
all right, Matt. Have a good weekend.
Wait, hold on. Hey, hold on. It wouldn't be Friday without my crappy joke of the week.
All right, let her rip.
Okay, how come some men wear kilts?
How come some?
I don't know.
Because the sheep can hear the zipper.
All right. Good. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Matt. Okay.
I love you guys.
Take care, man. Love you, too.
Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, holy macaroni! Finally, it feels like I haven't called in for a year.
Yeah, you know what? It almost does feel like it's taking forever.
Okay, listen. My New Year's resolution is going to be I'm going to try to keep it intelligent and kind this year. So, I hope you guys have a successful year, healthy, and keep us all laughing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Macadamian. I appreciate that. You and same to you.
All right. Well, thank you. You guys stay in good health, and can't wait for the Mayflower Marathon.
There you go.
Well, it's
thank you.
almost a year away, but thank you very much. Okay, Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Hawkman, guys. How you doing?
Good, Hawkman. What's up?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just dragging my feet a little bit this morning. It's a long ride home, but great comedy show last night.
Hey, thanks, Hawkman. Don't you drag your feet most days?
Well, they fall off their wheelchair and I drag them home and they get all bloody.
Yeah. But you had a good time. You had a good time last night.
Yeah, I took my mother and my sister out, and Mike the Long Guy, a big shout out to him, and big shout out to Gary. And do you guys know if Big G's okay?
Why did you ask if he was okay? I saw your message.
Well, with the whole tripping over the cord, and he almost,
Oh, yeah.
He's very limber. He's fine.
He was fine. Yeah, he's fine. I love Gary. I saw him right before he left.
Yeah, well, we love him, and, you guys pull off a great thing. And
thanks, Hawkman. We love you, too. It was great seeing you and your mom and your sister. Thank you so much for coming out. Always a pleasure, as always. And you were on your best behavior last night, so thank you.
That's what I was told. You didn't. You weren't heckling very much. That's a boy. Now you're learning your lesson.
I put my mother on, and I didn't say a word.
Good for you. All right, have a good weekend. Take care now.
Take care, Hawkman.
All right, Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's Mike the Long Guy.
Oh, where's
this guy? I heard you've mopped the place up 2 weeks in a row.
I don't know. Last night, it was a little less rehearsed. I only had a couple days to prepare, but some of them hit, some of them didn't. I think that's just the game, right?
They all hit, Mike. You did great. I texted Steve just earlier. He finally woke up, and he was like, how did it go? And I said, actually, I'll read you the text so you know I'm not full of it. I literally said to him, Mike the Long Guy was really, really good. I gave him a few notes, but honestly, he's a natural. That's what I said.
Well, thanks, Marty. I really do appreciate it. I wanted to just thank the people that did come out last night. It was a great time.
the Hawkman and his family. They're just wonderful people, and I'm having a good time with it. It's something I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, we love having you, and you're right. The crowd that came out last night, mostly listeners, all just great people. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it.
I feel like, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I feel like the past couple of years, I've had a growing disdain for humanity, increasing financial insolvency, and I've gained 30 pounds. So stand-up comedy seems like the direction that I'm heading.
It's exactly correct.
You keep playing your cards the way you're playing them, Mike. We might actually invite you back on the radio show sometime.
Boy.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a great morning.
You too, Mike. Take care.
Take care. Okay, Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. It's Kevin from Georgia.
Hey, Kevin. What's up?
Hey, man. Not much. I just wanted to say good morning to you guys. And last time I tried to call, Nagle was there, and he said, I didn't have good service.
Oh.
He said, it's John from the other side.
Where in Georgia are you from?
I'm right outside of Savannah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Very nice. All right. Well, we appreciate you
thanks
listening.
for listening. That's awesome.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, you too.
You too. Rock 102. Hold on. Rock 102. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, it's Eric.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, Eric.
Hey, good morning. Last week, I was in rough shape, Last week, my psychiatrist told me my wife and I should have sex every night. Now we never get to see each other. I'll tell you. My wife, our relationship is always on and off. Every time I get on, she tells me to get off.
That could mean two things.
She tells me she wants to have sex in the back seat of the car. I drove her and that guy all around all night. My wife, she is such a beauty. I mean, she kisses the dog on the lips, and she won't drink from my glass. And I'll tell you, when you get married, look for a good cook. The sex will wear off, but you will always be hungry. I'll tell you that. My wife can't cook either. Are you kidding? In my house, we pray after we eat. Last night, she made chocolate mousse, and the handler got stuck in my throat.
Tell me about your doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombox.
Soup. He spelled out help.
Again, these are all comedy classics. You have yourself a great weekend.
I'm trying, thanks.
All right, very good. Let's take one more just for laughs. Rock 102. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is Dan from Belmont. Goomba Dan from Belmont. First of all, Happy New Year. Love you guys.
Love you.
Thanks, Dan. Love you guys. Even Marty. Even Marty.
Thanks.
Even though he's only half Italian. Still love him. I'm 100% Italian. But one thing real serious, guys. Could you, when you have a chance, release DVDs of the greatest of Bax, Nagle, and I really wanted to go to that last, bash with John O'Brien, which, of course, was sold out real fast. Release a DVD of that, as well as the greatest hits of, Bax and O'Brien, Bax and Nagle. Trust me, they would sell. I will buy them all. I don't care what the price.
Well, we've done that kind of thing in the past, and it does require an outlay of cash that nobody here is willing to lay out. But if it happens, we will let everybody know.
Super. Thank you. Love you guys. Keep doing an awesome sauce job.
Thanks,
Marty.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I think that's a fairly decent
good
open
call
line
on
Friday.
Yeah.
Fairly, everybody behaved themselves. Very little dinkage that I could see.
That was, like I told you, it's hit or miss. Sometimes it all goes wrong. Sometimes it all goes right. So that was great.
Fantastic. It's 8:24 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
3 words that taste great.
It's 8:26 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. The Pioneer Valley forecast looks like this today. It's going to be cloudy, and then it's going to rain, and rain forever. Rain throughout the day, predicted starting this afternoon, a high of 47. The rain continues tonight, a low of 34. And then for tomorrow, cloudy with more rain in the afternoon, a high of 45. It's about 26 degrees right now in downtown Springfield. This week on Baxy's Musical Podcast, my guest has been Stu Cook from Creedence Clearwater Revival, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. We talk about the band, the breakup, the feuds, all the many lawsuits that they've been in, and they have been many. Really interesting guy, really very, very cool conversation. Next week, my guest is Brian Baker, the original guitar player for the band Minor Threat, played with Bad Religion for like the last 30, 40 years.
Very cool.
Bunch of other bands he's been in. Really a legend over the years. Got a brand new book out called The Roads, a book of photographs he's taken on the road over the last 40 years of things that have captured his eye, things that are broken, things that are like terribly out of place. It's actually a pretty entertaining book to look through. And he'll be my guest on Monday, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, and on the Rock 102 app, brought to you by Metro Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Chicopee at Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
Whew, that was a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. It really, really is. I got one more newscast to go through this week, and
you're done.
I'm so happy about the idea of being done with news.
You're just happy that you don't have to stare at me for the next 3 days.
I have absolutely no problem hanging out with you, Marty. It's just this is not really my bag.
It's not my bag, baby.
It's not. That's really for somebody else. I know my limitations in this business, and this happens to be one of them.
Well, listen, we only have really... I mean, I had to have this conversation with everyone yesterday, all right? I might as well be honest and say it on the air. I'm gonna erase the magic. Sometimes when we want to leave early or have to leave early for a meeting or whatever, we record the show close while a commercial breaks.
Yes.
I had no less than 4 or 5 people come up to me last night saying that, how did Steve Nagle teleport back into the studio at close when he's in Buffalo? They couldn't rectify how that happened.
Yeah, I might not have transferred that over properly, and I was actually still here as it was happening. And of course, there's no possible way I'm fleet of foot to get from my office back down here to say, whoa.
You just let it go.
Here's what I really mean.
Right. But I figured if anyone were the regular listeners and they were confused, now they don't have to be confused, because I lied to the first person. They were like, how did he get back in there? And I go, he was there the whole time. Ha, gotcha. But then I was like, no, that's what happened.
Yeah, so. I feel like the Wizard of Oz telling him, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's what happens.
Look over here. Don't look there. So I did want to acknowledge the thank you to all of the people who managed to awkwardly point that out to me.
We appreciate you singling out all of our mistakes and hammering us with that information.
Always nice.
It's 8:30. News is next to Rock 102. 8:33 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news, and here we go.
And now local radio icon Bax.
Thank you, Marty. Former governor's aide Lamar Cook was denied a bail review in court Thursday, facing serious charges for trafficking almost 21 kilograms of cocaine and unlawfully possessing a firearm. Cook was arrested in October after authorities intercepted 8 kilos of coke from the Springfield State Office building and then seized another 12 from the Hotel UMass, where he previously served as director. He is no longer the director of Hotel UMass because apparently he was over the amount of acceptable cocaine delivered to the hotel, which unfortunately was only 6 kilograms. The judge denied another bail review for Cook's $75,000 bail related to the drug charge, which means his total bill remains at $85,000 when you combine it with the $10,000 bail for the firearms charge. The hearing, apparently the Healy-Driscoll administration also inadvertently may have paid Lamar Cook $31,000 in unused vacation time following his arrest, but apparently his attorney made no comment regarding the issue when asked about it. Nevertheless, if you got fired from your job for cause, and when I mean cause, for distributing 21 kilos of cocaine to multiple locations.
Yes.
You got to have a really big set of balls to be asking about your unused vacation time.
State job.
I get it. I understand. But that would probably be the last thing I would ask for.
Well, listen, we've done this story a couple times this morning. I've been trying to defend the guy because I'm like guilty or innocent until proven guilty. I have a different angle this break.
You do?
Yeah, here's my angle. Maybe the guy was just a great manager and he was trying to get the most out of his staff at the hotel.
Okay.
6 kilos, 8 kilos of coke. Can you imagine how spotless those rooms are and how fast you get to check into that hotel?
I'm sure from an operational standpoint, the cocaine would be nothing but beneficial to the workings of that hotel. But, many would say, and again, I'm not an expert in the drug trade, but many would say that cocaine in those kinds of amounts might be used for commercial purposes,
maybe,
rather than for practical reasons.
Maybe they're leaving a little bit of coke on everyone's pillow. That's like
they'll leave the light on for you. Who wants a mint that'll rot your teeth out?
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't judge. But usually when you check in, you're like, can I use my Bonvoy points or whatever? They're like, okay, hang on. And you sit there for a half hour. Now you go there, and you're just like, hey, can I check in and use my UMass hotel loyalty points? And they're like, you're in. Here you go. Room 217. You're fine. Next.
You call up housekeeping. They're all the way at your door in like 5 seconds.
Right. That's what I said. I'm just thinking,
room service is done by the time you hang up the phone.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have, you want the most efficient staff. Sometimes you got to motivate them.
The proposed ballot initiative to repeal adult use recreational marijuana in the state of Massachusetts is facing some challenges. The challengers of the proposal filed an objection January 2nd with Secretary of State William Galvin's office. The State Ballot Law Commission plans to hold a pre-hearing conference on the objection January 12th and a hearing on the 13th. The objection is centered around the concerns about how signatures in support of the proposed ballot initiative were collected. Thomas Kiley, an attorney leading the challenge, told the news service that paid signatures gathered at Trader Joe's in Hanover, a couple of Market Basket facilities in Plymouth, Whole Foods in Weymouth, and a parking lot around Gillette Stadium in Foxborough misled voters with respect to what they were signing and then obtained those signatures fraudulently. Among the misleading statements were assertions that the law proposed on the petition blanks would get fentanyl off the street, provide affordable housing in communities, or fund public parks. Each of these assertions would be apt with respect to one or more of the other initiative petitions being approved, but had nothing to do with the initiative. And in fact, all of that was just bogus. The objection asserts that paid signature gatherers gave only the backside of the petition to voters whose signatures were obtained. The backside doesn't bear the summary of the proposed law, according to the objection. So there have been the State Elections Division certified 78,300 signatures of the petition in December. The petition needs 74 certified signatures to proceed in the process, but many of those are going to be invalidated.
Reached for comment, the opposition to the opposition said, I don't know why you guys can't just let stuff go. Man, just chill out, bro.
You know what we got to do?
You're lying, bro. It's not even cool, bro. Bro, why? Why, bro? Why?
We should get a camper, drive it around the country, and make meth with it.
It's not cool to lie, bro. You're just lying.
Speaking of drugs, this is actually pretty interesting. Interesting news. Authorities say new numbers show that a new approach to policing in Holyoke is working. Chief Brian Keaton's first year, the department says the city has seen safer parks and dramatic drops in overdoses. A year ago, Holyoke police admitted that open-air drug dealing was a problem, but Chief Keenan took a different approach, and reflecting on his first year of the job, says it's paying off.
He put a roof up, and now it's closed roof.
Well, apparently it was like a farmer's market of drugs.
Hey, as the chief, if you guys could just deal your drugs in the bus shelter right here with a roof over your head, it would be great for our statistics.
The results have shown an 18% drop in overdoses in the past year, down 42% from 2023.
Right. That's
so
good.
It's working, and what they're doing in Holyoke is actually quite good. But the open air marketplace for the drug trade, I mean, it is very much like. It's very much like the farm stand by the road.
I was gonna say, it's really how you frame it, Bax. Because I look at it like a farmer's market for drugs.
I mean, I have. I'm sorry. We have
some cocaine? We have a special
cocaine, kettle corn, and some homemade honey, which I made with my own hives.
You know what? Hey, listen. If it's making Holyoke safer, and especially Holyoke cops, who out of all the police forces in Western Mass, probably have it the roughest. Right.
The streets of Holyoke are rugged. We all know that, but Brian Keenan is
that's what I'm saying.
Getting business done.
So that's what I'm saying.
PCB.
That's what I think is good. So good for him.
Traffically significantly backed up on I-91 yesterday afternoon around downtown Springfield following a 3-vehicle crash that prompted lane closures and sent multiple people to the hospital. According to the Mass State Police, at approximately 3:20 p.m., authorities were called to a crash on I-91 South. The collision involved 3 vehicles, including a tractor-trailer, and resulted in the tractor-trailer and 1 vehicle rolling onto their side. 3 occupants from the vehicles were brought to a local hospital for treatment. No additional information on their conditions has been available, but it did snarl traffic up for a good long period of time yesterday, and you got caught in that too.
I was going to say, not to make it all about me, but it made me about 30 minutes late. So
that's not right.
Unacceptable.
This is a story that I found yesterday. I actually saw it in. I actually saw it on a TikTok and then looked it up. And it is a story.
It's a real story
going on right now. A man who was met with howls of laughter when he showed a woman his micro penis is now hoping to get it into the Guinness Book of World Records for the smallest of micro peni. Michael Phillips decided to visit a doctor on how tiny his unit was, diagnosed with micro penis, a rare condition that affects roughly 0.15 to 0.6% of males, with estimates suggesting that 1 in 200 men may have it. The 36-year-old Steve Nagle said that the issue... No, it's not Steve Nagle, but it has had a major impact on his dating life, his sex life. He is now using it to his advantage to hope that he gets into the Guinness Book of World Records.
But isn't he already in the Book of World Records? Did you say Michael Phelps?
Wrong, Michael Phelps. That's not the Michael Phelps, the Olympic swimmer. This is Michael Phelps, the guy with the incredibly small penis.
Oh, because
the one that looks like a penis, only smaller.
Michael Phelps, the swimmer. That would explain how he can move through the water so quickly.
Yes, he's very aerodynamic in certain parts of his body.
And it would explain why the Italian swim team is never posting records.
This Michael Phillips, who lives in North Carolina, says that while the average size is between 3.5 to 5.8 inches, his is under an inch.
Oof.
Now let me ask you this, Marty.
7 and 3. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I feel bad for someone who may be dealing with this sort of condition. Sure. But if it were me, and it's by the grace of God go I, it is not me. But if it were,
would you sue and make it a national news story? Is that what you're going to ask?
I probably would not call Chris Pisano at Western Mass News and say, "Hey, Chris, get yourself a cameraman. I gotta spill the tea on my micro penis." I probably would not bring that to the press's notice.
What I think you're right. I think the move here is you do what other famous people in history have done with a micro penis, which is invade a whole bunch of countries.
I don't think this guy is quite in the position to do that or do much invading at all.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking of Hitler is one of the ones that
that's
said
what you hear.
They said he had a tiny micro penis, and he also had a huge methamphetamine and cocaine problem.
Yes. I mean, I can understand why someone might be bitter and hostile. I don't understand why somebody feels that the flex of being in the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's smallest penis. I don't. That is a desire I don't quite follow.
Actually, that's not even the worst. I think the worst of that is if you're the guy who works at Guinness,
and you have
to
confirm.
verify that record. You're just standing there like, what am I doing with my life? I got this, and then I gotta go see some girl do jumping jacks for 40 hours straight. I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm done.
Last week I saw a guy eat 97 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Now I see a guy with a sweet little gherkin.
Right.
Looks like a scared turtle with an acorn cap.
Terrible job. Feel real bad for that guy.
Yeah, I know. But when it does come to Guinness Book, there are verification processes that are in place. Like
That's
have
what I'm
to
gonna
verify.
say.
They can't just take your word for it. You got to show it.
You got a plaque after. That's embarrassing. What are you gonna do with the plaque? Hang it in your bedroom? I guess that's a way to avoid the awkward conversation when you have a lady back to your place. Cook on your light. You're like, make yourself comfortable. And she's like, what's that plaque for? You're like, oh, just give it a read, and I'm gonna go change into something more comfortable.
Meanwhile, she's crawling out the bathroom window.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's probably somebody out there who sees this in the Guinness Book and says, "Oh, I can beat that."
Well, conversely, I saw an article this morning at 3 a.m. before I was getting in the shower to start this god awful, ridiculously way too early job, and I saw this news article, and it was a guy who's like he's some sort of athlete or something.
Yeah.
And he's suing his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, who's like a social media influencer, for talking at length about the size of his manhood in the opposite direction. She said the reason they got divorced
because it was too big.
It was too big.
I saw this story too.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the guy sued her in an attempt to get her to stop talking about it. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up, you sued. You didn't sue for that. You sued so it becomes a national news story. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I suppose if you're saddled with this enormous deformity.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to tell everybody, even if it benefits you in some way.
Look it. As a professional athlete worth millions of dollars, you don't understand how hard it is to drag around this giant wang. It's so hard. My life is terrible.
What I wouldn't give to be the guy with the micro penis
Right.
after hauling this thing around for the last 50 years.
You know what that guy is? That guy is the version of when you go to a restaurant and they go, listen, we've got the 2-pound burger challenge. It's free if you eat it. That guy just wants to walk into a place and be like, I think you guys have heard of me. Who here's available? Huh, ladies? Huh? Who wants to give it a shot?
I leave a very big tip.
Right.
It's 8:48. That's news on Rock 102.
Doctor, what are we...
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:53 and Everclear with Bax and Nagle and Rock 102. Marty Caproni is here, been here all day. He'll also be filling in for Steve on Monday. Steve will be back on Tuesday from his big comedy gig in Buffalo, New York.
In Buffalo with TJ Miller,
Yeah.
Helium Comedy Club. Happy for him. He's earned it.
And he's not moonlighting, okay? I mean,
No.
he took legitimate personal time off to do this gig, and, we're all supportive of him. I mean, I hope he does well.
That's it. I'm sure he is.
But he better be back here on Tuesday, otherwise there's going to be some hell to pay.
I mean, I can't get up this many times in a row.
I used to feel that way, too, and here I am, 39 years into it and still doing it.
I will say you're going to have to tell him that even with the show last night, I was here early this morning.
Yeah.
With bells on. I was awake.
You actually, if you are going to compare your time of arrival to Steve's average time of arrival, you were Johnny on the spot.
To be fair, I also only have to drive at that time of morning about 12 minutes to get here, and he has to drive about probably 45.
Well, life's about choices, isn't it, Marty?
Yeah,
Isn't
I don't live in somewhere nice where there's bears walking through my yard, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. Bourbon Barbecue and Blues is back, brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements. It's happening on Saturday, January 31st at the Log Cabin in Holyoke from 6 to 9. It's a great event. Night of great food, smooth drinks, hot blues. Your admission includes a Pendleton whiskey tasting, a multi-course meal, and a live set from Neil and the Vipers right after dinner is over. Tickets are on sale now at rock102.com. The tickets are selling quickly. There's less than 40 remaining. Bourbon Barbecue and Blues, January 31st. Love to see you out there at the Log Cabin, brought to you by Dave Miner and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
So we were talking earlier about Dave Miner when I was saying, I know I'm going to need a roof eventually and probably a dormer for my house,
Sure.
And then this last break, you were talking about Kluwitz appliances.
Yeah.
And I was saying I feel like I have to be loyal to Dave now because he supports the show.
Yeah.
And now I feel like, so I have to get an oven.
You need to go down to Kluwitz, Mechanic Street in Ware or Center Street in Ludlow. Ludlow probably be closer to you.
Ludlow, Center Street, because I used to go to the pet store right next there, the Smithlin.
Sure.
Which they still have now, but Nabil from Shortstop actually owns it now, the one in Westfield. But he doesn't have the Ludlow one. The Ludlow one closed.
Yeah. Okay.
But the one in Westfield's awesome, by the way. But so I have to go over to Kluwitz to get a thing. Now, let me ask you this question. I have bought all my appliances at different times. Because I'm who I am as a person, I wait till they fall apart, and then I get a new one.
Sure.
So, but I have my Maytag fridge. I've got my Maytag dishwasher.
Yeah.
I don't have a Maytag microwave, but that's only because the microwave I wanted to have the air fryer in it. But now I got to get a stove. Do I go with a Maytag? Does anyone care if my appliances don't match, or is that OCD from my part?
That's kind of OCD.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, my stove, my fridge, my dishwasher, it's no matchy. I mean, they're all
right.
They're all like stainless, but they're not the same brand.
Okay, so that's the first question. My second question is, I could go gas, which as a person who likes to cook, I know is a little cooler because I can flambe and I can control stuff a lot. But I think I'm used to electric. My whole life I've cooked on electric.
Yeah.
Then someone said there's a thing called induction where the pan has to be a certain kind of pan.
Certain kind of pan, and the surface, if I'm not mistaken, stays cool to the touch.
Yeah.
But because of, I don't know, it's magnets or
whatever. Some voodoo that we're not smart enough to understand.
But it works. I've seen it work.
So I've got to go to Kluwitz. I've got to ask them all these questions, right? And then I also have to decide, do I want a regular old oven or do I want one of those double ovens? You know what I'm talking about? It's like one oven and then under it's a smaller oven.
Yeah, my mom used to have the double oven.
Yeah.
And same size double oven.
Right.
And you know what? I mean, and I've never had that on my own as an adult. It's always like, one oven and then that's it. But now if you're cooking for a bunch of people or you're like a couple of things at the same time.
I don't.
Then that makes a heck of a lot of sense. But if it's just you and your wife, you don't really need it.
And whatever. Yeah, so that's what I was. And I have a small house now. The other thing I was thinking is some of the ovens have air fryers in them now too.
Yes.
Now I have a microwave with an air fryer in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm gonna get an oven, shouldn't I get one with a convection function in it too?
You could. I know that the oven that I have, the air fryer function does not work as good as my countertop air fryer.
Okay. So these are all the questions I'm going to have for the good folks at Kluwitz.
You know what?
Stumble in there
they
this
will be
weekend.
happy to help you and walk you through the entire thing.
I know Nagle has gone there to get all his appliances, and he said they were fantastic to deal with.
They are. Yeah, absolutely so. I've gotten just about every appliance in my house from them.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So that's where I'm going to go then, I guess.
Well, there you go. All right. Tell them I said hi. They'll treat you right.
Is that the tagline? You treat you right or else?
Yeah, treat you right, or we're gonna have problems.
Or we have real unenthusiastic commercials for Kluwitz going forward. Go down to Kluwitz.
It's 8:59 with Bax and Nagle and Marty on Rock 102.